now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello. Actually, you know what I want to do one day? I want to look through, because I rarely look at the YouTubes because I'm afraid of the comments.
Of course.
I want to look at how many times when I do the hello, I'm like, shoulders like, me. Like, I just felt
we
that
do like
happening.
Yeah, we take like a shoulder breath.
I know. Should we do it one more time just for everyone else?
Yeah.
Do extreme that you can. You're
okay.
Ready?
Hello.
I loved it.
I loved it.
All right, welcome you guys to the Good Bad Advice Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we give unsolicited advice to people in the news each week who don't ask for it. But mostly, this is a political podcast cloaked as a pop culture podcast. And we are slowly infiltrating the voting booth, one listener at a time. Welcome.
I could not exit this podcast more quickly.
Stephanie and I were talking before, and we were like, it's fairly early, which I feel very awake because I just got back from back east, so I'm on like East Coast time, so I've been awake for a while. I got us a little chai. I was like, in it, ready. But we were talking beforehand that we were going over stories, and we always do pop culture stories.
Yeah.
But I began just like suggesting like hard hitting news right now involving various parts of the world and topics and
collegiate campuses.
And Stephanie was like, absolutely not. I would rather die. And I was like, good to know where we're at, because we did decide between you and I, because we don't agree a lot on political issues, which is totally fine on most of them, which is totally great.
Yeah.
But we just don't go down that road.
No.
Even if I agreed with people on, like, even if people shared my same value. No, what I'm saying is, even if people shared my same value, I just don't have the bandwidth right now to even have someone just agree with me.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about anything heavy. I just need like a break. Oops, sorry, the mic. Right. I just need like a break from, because I'm in moving week.
That's
like, this is the stress level that I'm under right now. To just like not, and I'm like holding it together.
No,
is like
moving week is truly
my world war move.
Yeah, exactly. It's treacherous, and there's no other way to describe it.
Also, I feel like I haven't seen you because we really haven't talked for like a week. Everyone thinks that like, oh, we guys just might kiki the whole time, and a lot of the times we do.
We do.
Housewives aren't on right now, so it's hard for us to like
we don't
have situational kikis.
You don't watch all of the summer houses.
Yeah, I do.
You've been watching the newer ones?
Yeah.
See, that's how long it's been since we've talked.
But because last week my mom had her knee replacement surgery, and so she's doing really well, but I was kind of in those throes, and then I went back east to go see my kiddos, and then I got back late last night. So
no, and when you're with your kiddos, you totally check out, and it's a lovely
I'm like fully engaged. I have a couple of fun stories from the trip, but I want to hear about your weekend. How was it? How was your week?
Good. I'm still in like my baking era.
Also, sorry to interrupt. If you guys have not seen Stephanie on YouTube right now, you look gorgeous. Your hair is fire. I love that color. I actually love gray on you. That's really like good for your skin tone. I don't know if you're like a warm or a cool tone or whatever the things are. I was feeling
myself this morning.
No, you should.
I did do my makeup and I was like glowing.
Yeah, no, really, really, really pretty.
And do you want to know why it was?
Really
do you want to know why it is?
Why?
Because I've been washing my face with Head and Shoulders, like I've talked about on the podcast.
Actually, we're not a political podcast. We're a beauty and we're a beauty trends podcast.
You guys, if you have dry skin and you have tried every moisturizer known to man, try washing your face with Head and Shoulders. I don't know why it works, but it does. I have done it like consistently for the last week, and I this morning woke up and was like, my skin is
amazing. Honestly, it's
Thank
so
you.
good.
Thank you
okay, so
so
tell
much.
me about your weekend. And your weeks,
I'm
generally.
like very much in my baking era.
I know.
I made a loaf.
You sent me a picture. I about fell off my chair.
Well, I actually made that because you said for your housewarming gift, you want bread and homemade jam.
Yes.
And I was like, I feel like toast is better with jam when it's like a sandwich bread. So I'm trialing sandwich breads for you for your eventual housewarming gift.
Oh my gosh, I could not be happier.
I'm like literally, if you told 3 years ago me.
If you told 30 days ago you.
No, well,
like this is a research. This is like a recent, just like, and you guys, you're incredible at baking bread.
Thank you.
Like the loaf you sent me, I don't know what number that was for your bread loaf.
It's like the 3rd or 4th.
Stunning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm excellent.
So proud of them because like I like to bake, but working with yeast, not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. I use a sourdough starter, and I know this could be so uninteresting to most people, but like we're our sourdoughers. What do they call them? Sourdoughers? Doughies?
Where are the doughies at? Where are the sowy doughies at?
We're our good bad doughies.
Wait, by the way, did you see Mandy Baking with Blondie responded to us?
I freaking love her.
Did you see that she's pregnant?
She's pregnant?
With a little girl. She posted on her story. I'm not kidding. I was like...
Is she going to name her Taylor Allison Swift?
I don't think so.
She loves Taylor Swift.
I'm aware, but that'd be a very bizarre name for her.
No,
Wait,
not really.
Should we workshop names for Mandy's baby on the pod?
Doughy?
No, we don't know. I'm thinking... No, it needs to be like... Stace for Stephanie and Chase.
Oh,
like Stacy. Who knows? If you have a baby, if you have a child under the age of 5, if you have a baby under the age of 5 named Stacy, call us.
Yep.
I think Stacy is a name for people like I knew Stacy.
It's a name for millennials. Because Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Giddy, girl.
So millennials were like, I want to be Stacy's mom.
But then my thought is, okay, so if we have, did we just stop naming kids Stacy? Have you ever heard of a baby named Stacy in the last 5 years?
No, it's not a popular name.
No, it's just like, this is my daughter Stacy.
It's certainly not a popular name.
Janet's dying.
But don't you think there's names where like as a child it's a cute name, but as an adult you're like Stephanie? I'm like, what am I just going to be Grandma Stephanie? That's so weird.
You're going to be Steph. You're going to be like Mima.
I know, but I'm like, Stephanie to me is such a child's name. I growing up was like,
well, that's like Freddie.
An adult
like
named
Freddie
Stephanie?
would be like a little boy. Like, but Chase is kind of
no, Chase will
timeless. I'll age perfect.
But like Amanda to me, I'm like,
my gosh, your sister-in-law. Sorry, Amanda Darrow.
No, it's not her name. It's just that I'm like, Amanda is a child's name. I cannot picture Grandma Amanda.
Oh, I always think. Wait, what were your grandparents' names?
Joyce.
So obviously Stephanie Joyce.
Joyce and Minta.
Minta.
Her full name is Araminta.
Araminta. Mine were Rosemary, which my daughter was named after, and Jane.
Jane is a cute one.
Jane. And Stephen has a Liesel. Like, that's Grandma Liesel's great. Yeah. Like, that's an old person's name.
Liesel, yeah, that's it.
Okay, so you're in your baking era.
Yes. I did try a new cookie recipe, but they were so flat. But the flavor is good.
Didn't you chill the butter like we talked about?
I did chill the butter.
I guess we did talk. I'm like, but didn't you do this? We just did baking stuff.
It's just random things. No, I did chill the butter. I think the recipe that I have didn't have enough flour in it.
And
because
depending on
it's
what kind of flour you use.
Also, it was a brown butter one.
Oh.
And I think
you needed to have cooled your butter before you mixed it. That's one thing that I've learned about brown butter. It became way too flat.
Then I added flour in, and those were a little bit more. But I was like, but the recipe did not specify. It just said like, let your butter sit. Yeah.
Hey, Mandy, while we have you, because I know you're listening, could you be working on a normal, like, because everybody should know Baking with Blondie is this incredible baker. We've taken her class. She's also just like an amazing human.
Oh my gosh.
But her cakes are amazing. And so she has 2 cake books out. Mm-hmm. But Mandy, do like a normal baking video, because she posted these s'more bars. Mm-hmm. And what she did was she was like, hey, you take my s'more cookie recipe and this is how you adopt the timing and the temperature for the bar. I need recipes like that speak to like, hey, okay, so if you're not doing cookies, here's how you do this. Or hey, if you have brown butter, careful, brown your butter and then cool it so that you can touch it. So, whatever. I need a very practical baking book.
Baking with Blondie is like one of the pillars of our friendship.
Because
that was like one of the very first outings or like activities we did together.
Yeah.
Was to take one of her classes.
I know. We need to find that picture and post it. I don't know if we did already.
Cute of both of us.
Literally, we both look all three of us look great.
That's true.
4 if you include the cake.
That's also true.
Okay, I have to tell you about my weekend.
Yeah, tell me.
I have to tell you, first off, I adore my children so much because they have just continued to become even more like witty and funny and inappropriate and wonderful. And it's so fun being with them. Oliver had tons of games. So we spent most of Saturday doing games. Mm-hmm. And then we were at a restaurant. And it was a little like everybody was like, Papa was a little bit on edge because it was actually a lot. I'm moving. I'm dealing with work stuff, whatever. But it was also a lot colder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And so we were pretty cold.
Oh,
Stephen, at one point, had to go sit in the car because it was just like so cold. And baseball games are forever. He had an hour practice before the baseball game, and we had a soccer practice and game before that. So, like, I mean, it just was the whole day we were outside. But we got to the restaurant, and Oliver had said, hey, we should play a game using the menus. And I was like, okay. So we give our order, and then she's like collecting the menus. So we said, actually, could we just keep the menus? Oliver has a game. So like, okay. He would do like word searching, like searching games that would be like, okay, find something that is $15.96, and then it'd be like a race to see who could find it. Or like, hey, what has pasta, marinara sauce, and meatballs, and then we'd have to like go and find it, whatever else. It was so much fun in the restaurant. Like, it resuscitated.
What a good like restaurant game.
Restaurant games. I'm not kidding. Like, just really smart to be like, okay, everybody, I'm looking for the word avocado. Go. And then everyone's looking. I found it quick. Like, race. I don't know. It was just, I like looked at them and thought, you created this fun.
Yeah, you did.
Like, normally it's on me to be like, hey, let's do this, and hey, let's try this, blah, blah, blah. But to watch my kids be like, to watch like the next generation.
No, that was my first thought. I was like, oh, those are your kids.
I was just like, I was genuinely so proud of them. So we had a really, really great time. But then I'm flying home yesterday. Okay. I have 2 stories. One, we used our regional upgrades. So we were going to sit in first. And they only had like 2C and 3D available. Yeah. And so we're like, I said to Stephen, oh, well, we'll just ask the people if like we could just swap. Because it's one row, it's switching an aisle for an aisle, whatever. And Stephen's like, oh no, we can't do that. Like, I feel so uncomfortable. And I'm like selling it like, it's totally fine, babe. I'm like, well. Yeah. We get in there, and so he's going into 2C, and I say to 2D, I'm like, hey, no, sorry. He's going into 2D, and I'm saying to 2C, like, hey, you know, I'm so dumb. I got these things. He was an older guy. I said, I'm so dumb. I got, you know, these seats mixed up. Would you mind just like swapping us, you know, speaking of that? And he's like, I was really kind of hoping to be closer to the bathroom. So, no can do. Yeah. And I was like, I was so shocked. I think one, because I'd really sold to Stephen, like, oh, it's going to be switching is like, no problem. We're literally going one back.
The window of yours, because if people are way more likely to move up, but they're like way less likely to move back.
I didn't realize that was the thing. So he was like, no. And I was like, oh, are you sure? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, kind of annoyed. We get down, we're up in the air, and the guy next to me is wearing camo Crocs with socks, like board short cargo-y things with like a t-shirt that's definitely too small for him. His hair looks terrible. He's like in his maybe late 50s. He has a baseball hat on with a fish. Yeah. Not like a cute baseball hat with a fish. Like an actual, like, I got this baseball from baseball with a fish.
It's Theo Vaughn.
He says to the flight attendant walking by as she's putting the little napkins on our trays, could you reach up and get my backpack, ma'am? It's Gucci. And I'm looking at him, and then I look up at the flight attendant, and I'm like, did I hear that right? And I think he's maybe sensing my confusion. He was like, it's Gucci. So it's the Gucci backpack. She's like, yep, of course. Let me just finish giving the napkins, and I could do that. So I said, oh, I'm happy to pop up and get it for you. He's like, it's the Gucci backpack. And I was like, yeah, I heard you the freaking first time, you weirdo. And so then, but the flight attendant gives it to him, and he's like, thanks, it's Gucci. And so I'm like,
is this your first Gucci bag?
No, it wasn't even a Gucci bag. It was a Louis Vuitton bag. So he puts a backpack, and it's a small backpack, and he's a large man. And so I look at the bag.
Literally, I'm like, what? It wasn't even a Gucci bag. It was a Louis Vuitton bag.
I know, but because this is it's funny, because he just kept saying Gucci.
Gucci, yeah.
So he gets the bag, he puts something out of it, and I'm like kind of looking at him because I'm a little bit stunned at what I just saw. And he's like, so you like my bag? And I was like, yeah. He's like, are you an attorney? Because I was working on my laptop before, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I've had an attorney. Do you know so-and-so? I was like, I don't know him. He's like, yeah, the thing is when you get a little bit of money, everybody tries to take it from you. So you got to lawyer up. And I'm like trying to figure out how like I transition away from looking at him without being like, creep, you are weird. And so I'm like, oh yeah, actually he's like, yeah, he's like my family's lawyer. Do you know this lawyer? And I'm like, no. He's like, he defended that so-and-so who murdered that high school hockey coach. And I was like, I don't remember that, but murder, kind of sexy. He goes, yeah, the guy that was murdered was my stepdad. I am so gooped. How this is going, I said, wow, I didn't mean to say that the murder was crazy. I mean, like, crazy that he would defend. I don't do criminal work. So anyway, yeah. And I like slowly turn, but then I cannot even like look to the left or my right. I mean, the whole flight, because I could just feel him watching me. So needless to say, we got off the plane and I like ran. I ran and I had to tell Steven, I'm like, get over here. I have to tell you something really quick. And I was like, trying to get him to see the guy. I was like, look at that guy. Do you see it? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
That is so
It was crazier
funny.
at the time. I realized now it could have been just like exhausted because retelling the story, I was kind of like, this didn't really slap. But in my head, I was like, oh my gosh. And driving home, I said to Steven, I can't wait to tell this on the pod. Steph's going to think it's so funny, blah, blah, blah. And I dropped that ball. So. It doesn't always land, folks.
I think you're funny all the time.
Thank you.
Also, you almost like gagged me with his
dad is the one who was murdered.
I would have been like, plot twist.
Steven was like, that's probably where he got his money, payout. I was like, okay.
He should really learn his designer labels, though.
Yes, that I didn't realize it was so gay to be like, it's not even Gucci, it's Louis Vuitton. But in my head at the time,
you said it too.
But in my head, I was just like,
it's not even Gucci, it was Louis Vuitton.
Well, those aren't similar brands.
I know, but they are.
They literally have the name.
Of course, I would know the difference.
Of course,
if you pulled it down. Also, Louis Vuitton
know.
Is like the most obvious.
Like fake show money of all fake show money.
Yes, and
for
like, it's
a
the most
backpack for a guy.
It's also like it's most visually recognizable of the designer label, besides maybe Chanel.
Yeah.
Like, you know what Louis Vuitton is.
Agreed.
All right, what are your 3GVs?
One, I can't believe we've not talked about this. Vanderpump Villa.
I have not watched it.
Totally caught up. Binged
it
it on the
so
plane.
Good?
When I tell you this is the biggest G I could give a show that I've seen all year, it is giving Vanderpump Rules elevated. The drama, these people were meant for TV.
Wow.
They're gorgeous. They're absolutely insane.
Okay.
They are conflict.
Check.
Friends. They are not conflict averse. They're just aggressive.
Yeah.
Like it goes from something as benign of just like someone sitting and then her being like, why are you sitting like that with your legs spread open next to so-and-so? She's like, I'm sorry, what? And then it's, you want to talk about how I'm sitting? But like the level of Lisa Vanderpump is everything. Jiggy's there, and it's kind of a cool concept because they're in the south of France in this chateau, and
it seems like it's like below deck Mediterranean,
very much that, but on land.
Yeah.
And so then they have guests come on, but the guests aren't really demanding, kind of like in Below Deck, where that's kind of like the shtick.
Yeah.
It's like these are people that they're doing a bachelorette party, or they're going to do a secret proposal or something, and so Lisa and the crew is trying to make it like a really cool weekend.
Yeah.
You have to watch it. It's on Hulu, or if you have Disney Plus, it's on there. If the bundle or whatever, I really need you to watch it because I need to talk. First off, if you don't love Andre, don't talk to me about it because he's perfect.
Okay.
I want to interview Hannah. She's the insane blonde. Just know that the two people that I'm most interested in, Andre because he's perfect, and Hannah because
she's nuts.
When I tell you the nuts she is, She's all of them. She's pistachio, she's pecan, she's almond, she's peanut. Like all of the nuts is her because there's so many different flavors. I have no idea what I'm getting when she's on the screen.
Love it.
I love that for TV.
That's the best reality TV.
The second is we haven't even talked Top Chef this season.
I have not watched it. Here's the thing, though.
Also
with Top Chef,
so
I
good.
love to batch Top Chef.
You love to what?
I love to batch it. I hate watching Top Chef weekly. I love to just binge a whole season.
It is really, really good. I really love Kristen, the new host who took over for Padma.
Yes. She's good.
I think she's great. She has her own little cooking show afterward. Where she has returning guests come in and cook some of the stuff that was on the show and like teaches you how to do that. The whole experience is top drawer. I'm loving it. Mm-hmm. My third G is Benson Boone's new album. He is someone that my kids told me about.
I've weirdly seen him. Like, I know one of his songs, the one that's popular on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And then everybody went to his concert this weekend. And then friends in LA went to his concert. That was like the next day. Yeah. But just this weekend, I was like, I've literally never heard of this person.
Benson Boone.
And then really 8 different people posted about it.
And I'm now saying it on the pod. Because I think he's great. I think he's really, really talented. It's a really cool vibe. It's the sort of music that I could listen to all day. Yeah. Which I really, really like. So I actually had all 3 Gs, and I was super, super pumped.
Fun.
What about you, my queen?
Okay. My first is X-Men 97.
Yes, I watched one episode.
It's so good.
Yes.
I would say
it's on Disney Plus.
Yes, it's on Disney Plus. Although it was a kids cartoon previously, I think this is like more of an adult kids cartoon. Like there's just a lot of, it's very like soap opera-y. And there's just like a lot of adult themes in it. It's not like I think honestly, based on watching the later episodes, I could even say it's like PG-13.
Okay.
Just because of themes and like there is violence in there. But Traven and I binged it this weekend. It is so good. It made me be like, oh, Marvel is getting better.
Okay, good, because they've really tanked. I need them to have a resurgence.
Good. So that was so good. My second one is Summer House Martha's Vineyard.
Mm-hmm. Who do you like the best there?
Oh my gosh. I thought I loved Amir the best.
Yeah.
Last season.
That's how I'm loving this season. That's how I'm loving. I'm on last season.
Amir is so funny and so cute. What is the name of the gay guy? Is it Patrick?
Peyton?
Something
Maybe
like
something. Yeah, okay.
I think it starts with a P.
Yeah.
He is so funny. In this last episode, they said something so funny that I was like, I am going to start saying this. They all went and played basketball at like a local gym, and they were like just doing like a scrimmage. And Nick, who's the guy who dresses like very well and is like, he kind of looks like Franklin the Turtle. They're playing basketball and he's like doing really bad. They cut to his personal interview and he's like, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't play ball. It's not my ministry.
It's not my ministry.
I started cackling. I was like, the way I'm going to start saying that's not my ministry to everyone.
About anything.
About anything.
Hey, don't forget it's tax season. Hey, taxes. That ain't my ministry.
I don't do taxes. That's not my ministry.
Yeah. Dead.
No, I was like, the way I'm going to appropriate this culture.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. That's so layered, and well, good for you to totally own that, to be so self-aware. I'm going to appropriate all that culture, all of it, every ounce of that.
I loved that phrase so much. I was like, stealing immediately.
Yeah.
Wait,
can I go back to Vanderpump Villa? One line that I really love. This one girl goes, I love that everybody came dressed nice for dinner. I have no problem ruining it. No, she's like, I love how nice this dinner is. I have no problem totally ruining this. And I just thought, I love the concept of like, oh, it's like, I have no problem ruining this.
Mm-hmm. My last three, or my last good one, is Chapel Rowan. I am so late to this game. She did she performed at Coachella. And I think she opens for Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
She has that song Hot to Go that has arms with it.
Yep.
It's like the next YMCA. It's so good. And I was literally baking in my kitchen this whole weekend being like, HOTTOGO. Traven was like, what? What is this?
Like, shh.
I'm like, shh. HOTTOGO. It's so good.
So like that I tried to like put a little vibrato. Like, oh. It's like when the mom tries singing along to like Britney Spears. She's like, oops, I did it again.
No, see, that is me anytime I listen to Daughters from Cowboy Carter when she goes into the opera section. I'm like, like I don't know the words, but I'm like, I sing opera.
You're like, but you're welcome. I don't know exactly the words, but I am killing it.
Literally. And then I'm like, oh, am I good at opera? Oh, not classically trained, but I could be.
Yeah. Joke's on you. Maybe that's my ministry.
So imagine if I go to Steven for like singing lessons and he's like, okay, sing something for me. And I'm like, okay.
You guys, please go whatever minute this is at. We need to figure out a timestamp. You guys need to go to the YouTube and just watch how seriously Stephanie took that. It was like the face, the shape of the mouth, the vibrato, the head shake. No. Like the commitment. I wish men could be as committed to their relationships as you were to that bit.
To be singing opera for 3 seconds on my podcast.
Opera on a podcast. Stephanie, like also you looked into space. You weren't even looking to the camera.
I'm telling you, I'm a natural.
Yes, girl, you such a natural. You slay. Nothing more of you in your element.
Oh my gosh, my stomach. Steven, when you listen to this, could you tell me if I have some natural operatic talent? My vibrato, could you tell me if it's good or not? I need validation. Oh my gosh, my stomach.
I'm going to write him and be like,
hurts.
please listen to this week's episode as soon as possible and then start a group text between you, me, and Stephanie because I have to watch it.
I'm going to name this episode Stephanie's Operatic Talent.
No, I want to name it It's Not My Ministry. That's what I already put as a potential title. It's not my ministry.
I'm going to appropriate that culture.
It ain't my ministry. You're appropriating a lot of culture. Today it's going to be called cultural appropriation. Guilty. That's also mine. That's my culture. Quit stealing stuff. Just be a boring cis white woman.
I'm just a white woman. What do you want me to do?
Be a straight cis white woman.
Loser.
Yeah. That's more organic. That's more natural than woo, slay. We own both of those things. Exchange. Also, I saw her in the Vivian's series.
Oh, you sent that to me. So
there's now
funny.
3 parts of it. It's so funny. Ooh, okay. Should we get into the stories? I don't know how long we've been going, but I have to go to court soon.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. I didn't know that this was in the news until I saw it when you gave me the story, and then you just put Doja Cat. So you explained it to me. I want you to explain it because I don't think reading the article will be helpful because she does. We also can't say.
Doja Cat tweeted out basically being like, I'm gonna parse some of the swearing, and expletives, but she pretty much tweeted like, y'all are some weird mother effers for bringing kids to my show. Next tweet, I'm literally up here in no clothing singing about beep and beep in beep, and you guys are bringing your children to these shows.
Which
and I was like,
I love her for this.
Love her for just being like, this is not a kids program.
Yes.
And like the way that she's dancing on stage, like she is actually being extremely self-aware about this, which sometimes she can have interesting Twitter takes, but like this and like a few years ago, she was like, you guys have weird relationships like with celebrities and you're weird for that. Like, we're not friends. Like,
yeah, here's what when you told me this story before we got on the recording, I had said nothing would be more uncomfortable, and I was trying to think of like, she's a dog. Like I'm trying to think, what are Doja Cat songs?
Woman, let me be your woman.
Like I would feel a little weird, like getting into it and then looking to my right and like seeing you like getting into me, like, yeah, woman, let me be your woman. And then I look to my left and it's like a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Like that, it's just weird. I actually think, hot take, I think certain events should be adults only.
Yeah,
like certain concerts should be adults only. Like I also like, don't want to be going to
add ratings to that. Like I don't know. Nothing could be more clear than the artist being like, "This is not a kid's show." Mm-hmm. But like
the problem is that people are just so unaware and selfish if they bring their children to events that children really shouldn't be at. Like, if it's a kid event, absolutely. If it's a family focused event, of course. But if you're bringing like a 7-year-old to like an Elton John concert, because you couldn't find a sitter, and then the kid starts like whining, and they're seated right behind you when you paid good money for those tickets. I'm sorry. I know I got in trouble for saying I want to throw babies off of a plane. I also want to get rid of kids from a concert. And I know it makes it sound like I hate kids, but I love mine and I love my nieces and nephews.
You literally took your kid to a concert.
I took her to a Taylor Swift concert that's designed for, like, if I had taken
don't
a younger
take kids
one
to places they don't belong.
No, thank you. That's more artfully than I wanted to say it. But I do think there's something to be said about why are we bringing, like, a bunch of people are saying you shouldn't even bring kids like Olivia Rodrigo because some of the lyrics are getting there. And I just wish parents could parent like me. Oh, you know, I think that's the mistake they're making.
Totally.
Because I'm just like, I'm aware. Also, I barely have my kids, so it's that's basically what I'm saying. Parent like you don't have children.
I wish you had 50% of your kids.
Less. But I think it'd be cool if artists would have to say, this is not a kid-friendly concert. Please don't bring your kids, like in the promo. Yeah,
or like in some of or tickets, like when you're buying tickets, like, this is recommended show for ages blank to blank, because
like to have designated seating if you're bringing a child under the age of 12. No, but they're still
viewing adult content. Like Olivia Rodrigo, half of the time in her show is dancing in a bra and like
booty shorts,
shorts. So I'm like, and not that I'm like, oh, she shouldn't be doing that. I just think like, would I feel comfortable taking my niece Morgan to that, who's 12? I don't know.
Right.
Well, like I would take her, but I wouldn't take her younger sister, because I would just be like, I'm a cool aunt, but I don't know if I'm that cool.
Right.
And there's a difference also between like, there's explicitness in songs, like if they're swearing in songs, versus Doja Cat is literally wearing nothing on stage and dancing in a mud pit.
Her shtick is like
basically, and the dancing naked. Is very sexual in nature.
I mean, I even walked out of Sam Smith.
You did?
Sam Smith, he had like 3 acts, and it was like love, beauty, and then it was like sex. I walked out. I was like, I do not need to see this.
What? And I did not know this.
Yeah, and I love Sam Smith. That's why I demoted him from my musical godhead into just the musical First Presidency.
Wow.
Actually, I think I put him into the Quorum of the 12.
Wow.
Because, I love Sam Smith so much. He came on and I just started crying as soon as he started singing some of the like more classics. And then when he got into a lot of the stuff, he took off some clothes and the dancers had very little clothes on, and there was a lot of simulated acts.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Not interested in this.
No, it's like, even I would take a child to Beyonce concert.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But like there's just a difference between it being explicit and being like explicitly Agreed. Not for kids.
Yeah. I just want my advice to musicians are, if the show that you are curating and putting on is not suitable for children.
Yeah.
It is incumbent on you to make that abundantly clear.
Also, I weirdly just think like there are certain experiences that you don't need until you're a certain age to experience it. Like
I say to my kids all the time, just be 12.
Yeah.
Just be 11.
It's so funny. Bailey was talking to me this weekend and was just like, oh, I need a passport. I want to travel. And I was like, Bailey, I didn't leave the country till I was 21 years old. I did not get to go to Europe until I was 21. Your dad didn't get to go to Europe until he was 31. Wait.
Right.
Like, be patient.
Agreed.
And I also am like, Europe is not a fun trip for kids.
We do know how you feel about Europe in general, so tread a little.
Tread lightly.
Tread lightly.
No, I love Europe. I love traveling to Europe. It is gorgeous and amazing, but you will not appreciate it in the same way.
There's a time and season for things, and I think helping our kids realize that is like, hey, you don't need to be going to all these concerts right now. Totally. If you love some of the music, that's fine. There's a little difference between the music and the concert experience, whatever. But I think just reminding your kids, this is actually good advice.
Yeah.
Reminding your kids that they just need to be that age. Mm-hmm. Be just a 9-year-old, babe. Just be a 13-year-old. Let's talk boys and let's whatever. Letting them be that age, letting them be their age instead of kind of indulging in their wanting to be older. I think it's like a skill set that has a lot of value.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk Met Gala because by the time this episode comes out, it'll be like just a handful of days before the Met Gala, which is Monday, May 6th. So it's like a little bit. The theme is Sleeping Beauty's Reawakening Fashion, and the official dress code is Garden of Time. So the exhibit... I'm
really excited for this because I love florals.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really... The Garden of Time, I think, is cool. I think we're going to get some vintage, a lot of paying homage to different eras and cultures. But the guest list is out, and I lost it.
Here's the thing with the guest list that comes out a few days before, even if it's from Met Gala official, it is sketchy at best. So it's pretty much hearsay until the day of the event.
No, I thought Vogue actually posted on their Instagram the guest list.
Confirmed?
Yeah. I'm going to check. I saw it on a TikTok, so let me just see.
I feel like I saw one last year that was like, this is who is coming, and then it was like half of those people weren't there. So to me, it's always a rumored list. Taylor Swift in like various publications. People, she's not going. Page 6 and New York Post, she is going.
Who said she's not going?
People said she's not going, but Page 6 and New York Post says she is going.
Who's the she? Sorry.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. But I heard that she's just not going with Travis Kelce, that Travis Kelce did not get an invite, but Taylor Swift did.
Was her first show in Paris is like the 12th, I think. So, right. Or maybe the 11th. And so I don't know if she will go because that's, I mean, she did go from her Tokyo show to the Super Bowl.
Now, the co-chairs are Bad Bunny, Jennifer Lopez, Chris Hemsworth, and Zendaya.
Who is just has never missed on an outfit.
Very, very, very rarely. I mean, the one where if she farted with her butt showing.
Okay,
and
that
we were
was
like,
a miss.
if you
I did
farted,
not like
that's
that
a
one.
miss.
But I understand for like fashionistas. That's
yes.
They were like gagged, Mugler, vintage, blah. I'll unfog her cheeks. Never mind.
Yeah. Don't think you want to go down there. Okay.
I think Margot Robbie is going. Blake Lively usually goes.
I had going for sure. Zendaya, Jennifer Lopez, Chris Hemsworth, Bad Bunny, Anna Wintour, and Rihanna.
Yeah, well, duh.
And then
those are all of the co-chairs.
Also, Chris and Kendall, Kylie, Courtney, Chloe, and Kim, who just changed her hair possibly for the event. Okay. So she may be doing a look there. Then Timothée Chalamet is confirmed. It's whether or not he's going to walk with Kylie.
I think
Beyonce's always a maybe. And then Kaya Gerber, Anne Hathaway, Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, Gigi and Bella Hadid. The Glamour put together like a list of people that they wish were going, but I have a different question for you.
What?
Who do you think, just in all the history. So for those of you that don't know, the Met Gala is like fashion's biggest event, really, of the whole season. It's the most avant-garde. It's the most custom. It's the most couture. It's the
fashion.
most forward fashion that
event,
like it's not wearable. It's not meant to be like, so
it's
do not say like, where would you
event.
wear this? That's not the question. That's not practical. Not the concern.
Yeah.
We're really looking at pushing the artistic side of what you can do with textiles, jewels, beads, grommets, metalwork, whatever, florals.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, think about it as though like these are paintings. Yeah. 3D paintings that are like moving up a red carpet. That's the level that you should view it as art, to be like the art. So
it's supposed to be innovative fashion.
Yes. Yeah. And supposed to like push the envelope while staying true to like a theme. Yeah. Who would you say of all time is the most will always hit it?
Rihanna.
For Met Gala?
Rihanna.
Did you see that she said her 2 favorite Met Gala looks was the white Stella McCartney with the jeweled collar and then her fur, the yellow fur coat. What would you say is your favorite Met Gala look of all time?
I think my favorite Met Gala ever was the camp.
Yeah.
I thought that actually created like innovation and allowed designers to design without like a fear of acceptance because it was just campy. It was just as extreme as it could be. But I think probably one of my favorite looks of all time was the Kendall Jenner just like beaded one from, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, where it was just like literally just a beaded garment on top of her. Cool. It was so pretty.
I loved the Karl Lagerfeld theme because a lot, like, there's such a referential point.
Yeah.
And then, but who are you most excited to see this year, would you say?
Rihanna, Zendaya. Zendaya's looks so
Who's dressing her, do you know?
Probably Law.
Because how it works is the designers, no, meaning she has to have a designer. Well, she's a co-chair, so she doesn't. But everyone else, how it works at the Met Gala is the designer is invited to a table. So like Oscar de la Renta, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, whatever.
I don't know. Law might just like get a table.
I think you have to be invited by an actual fashion house. Oh. Because then whoever you're dressing
but I thought
is
you
your
could
guest.
Buy a table. Like they're very expensive.
Hang on, I gotta look because I think
crazy amount of expensive. But
can you?
Because that's how people like
at Met
Real Housewives go. Because Elton John buys a table.
If you wanted to buy an entire table, oh my gosh! Last year,
they're like $1 million.
350,000, I think they said.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of money, and I think even then it's still exclusive to buy a table. I think there's a list of people if you can even afford to buy a table.
Okay, let's look up. I'm going to look up the Vogue's best Met Gala looks of all time.
Also, the Blake Lively, the Empire State Building one. That
where
one was
it turned, where it oxidized or whatever.
Oxidized into copper.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, here's the advice. I hate boring on the red carpet. Mm-hmm. I would rather have someone who is
dressed like a cheeseburger,
ridiculous, and crush it than have someone boring. Just in a stupid black slip dress.
You know what actually is my favorite Met Gala look of all time? Beyonce, when she was in that like very skin tight spandex that just had like beading all over it. That was like a body inspo photo on my wallpaper.
I loved Gaga's camp, the shedding. I did love the Heavenly Bodies. I thought was cool because there were so many like religious emblems.
That was the Rihanna look I remember.
Yes. So, anyways, very, very, very excited for us.
Also for men, I think it was Karl Lagerfeld year when Pete Davidson wore the dress with like the blazer. Yeah. I loved that outfit.
Yeah, that's also like that. The Karl Lagerfeld year was when Jared Leto was the cat because he was Karl Lagerfeld's cat. And then did you see
Doja Cat was a cat.
Kardashians, she was gonna walk with his cat, but the cat refused to be with Kim, and so she had to change, and she couldn't walk with Kim. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, the third story. Hang on, let me pull it up because my iPad just died because I
refused to charge it before the show.
Well, because we had it on the airplane last night, but it was dead. And then I went straight to sleep because I was so tired. Okay. Barbara Streisand is in hot water. She's catching a lot of heat from social media after questioning whether or not Melissa McCarthy has used Ozempic to achieve her new look. But it's so interesting. I didn't think she looks...
No. Here's the thing, and my greatest piece of advice. Old people have got to start figuring out how to use DMs.
Yeah.
Like, send it in a private message.
Kathy
Barbara
Hilton.
Streisand.
Yeah.
Kathy Hilton. Perfect example of this. Also, did you see Iris Apatow posted on, like, a picture on Instagram? And I think... Leslie Mann commented on it, was like, your concealer's too light, lips, mom. And she responded to the comment, said a DM would have been nice. I'm like, old people, start using DMs. Stop commenting these
speaking of
publicly.
Watching older people comment, I love when you send me screenshots of my mom commenting on things. No, but she means
those. She means to put those.
She means to put them on there, and she's a good commenter, man. She has good feedback.
She usually has like 100 likes at least.
Yeah.
And she loves to comment on like reality TV stuff. It's the best. When
100%.
I'm like,
Mom, you
Granny
need to watch
Lizzie has liked. I'm like, hee. Like, look at the comments immediately.
Yes, I think I agree with you. One, advice to old people, just put things in private comments or conversation. But more importantly, too, maybe we just need to stop talking about people's weight.
Yeah.
It was a general rule. We could just shut up.
I think... I was reading an article about Kelly Clarkson and her new bangs or whatever. And then somebody like within it was like, when asked about like her new weight loss, Kelly listened to her doctor. And I was like, thank you so much for just being like, mind your business.
Yeah.
I talked to my doctor.
This is protected under laws that actually protect how I got here. Bye.
HIPAA.
There it is. That's your culture. We found it. That's your ministry.
Yeah. That's my ministry.
I actually am growing sick of, and I'm probably guilty as heck as well, but I just think we need to like calm our teats.
Yeah.
Stop talking about that.
I felt like we were getting to a really good place in our society about talking about other people's bodies. And in the last 2 years of like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Cinnamon Jaro.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Did you ever end up getting the Tres Leches? It's so good.
Okay, I'm going to
get you a box.
I feel as though we have gotten to a place that like if somebody is in a big body and then they are now in a small body, then they used Ozempic to do it and they're not good. But if they remain in that big body, then they're just lazy. A fat, lazy person. So, like, I just am like...
And if you were in a little body and you got into a big body, everyone's like, what happened? Are you pregnant?
And if you're in a little body and you took Ozempic to be in a littler body, then you just look great.
Yeah, or if you took Ozempic and you were honest about that, then you've killed 3 people with diabetes.
Yes.
Like, I think we could just, everybody, like, comment sections need to go away. I stand by... Wait, that's our new advice. Everybody should just turn off comments.
It's like, I just feel sad because I think we're in a place where it's like, oh, literally no matter what you do, somebody's going to comment on your body about it. So you might as well just like feel about your body the way you feel and like yourself or want to change your body, whatever you feel. It should not matter because somebody is going to comment that it's wrong how you went about it.
Agreed.
Any way you slice it.
Agreed. So everyone just could
shut up.
Shh.
Mind your business.
Mind your own business.
That's not your ministry.
That ain't your ministry. We should be very careful. Yeah.
You shouldn't say it that way.
I'm aware.
You said
I
it
literally am aware. I'm not even comfortable revisiting it. I will not listen to this portion of the episode. Okay, our last thing that we need to hit before I need to bounce around. One, that's not a saying. Bounce around. Ugh.
We're really trying today. We're trying to create our own culture.
Like bounce around. Am I right, Queen? Slay. And then Yola.
Yeah, our
Slay
culture is
Queen, house
opera.
boots down. Burr, cold in here. There must be some toros in the atmosphere.
That is our culture. Bring it on. But we're the toros.
We are 100% the toros. We're sexy. We're cute. We're popular to boot.
We put Bob Fosse in our...
Great hair. The boys all love to stare. They want me. I'm hot. I'm everything you're not. I'm perky. I'm cool. I dominate the school. Who am I? Just guess.
And people didn't know that you were gay?
I'm sorry, what?
And people didn't know that you were gay?
To be fair, my younger brother, Pierce, also memorized that. So he is definitely light in the loafer on one of his feet. Code word kids, Mean Girls. Because this week, Mean Girls turns 20.
Wow.
It is insane. And then the 10-year anniversary of All About That Bass, Meghan Trainor, encouraging everybody to watch the Kelly Clarkson Meghan Trainor collab duet of All About That Bass on the Kelly Clarkson Show. But here's my, if you had to pick one character out of Mean Girls, who is your Mean Girl, like, king and or queen?
Well, Gretchen actually is the queen.
Okay. But
Damien is the funniest person in that movie.
You got to pick. You just get one. Your favorite person in the whole movie.
Tina Fey.
Okay. Are you just being meta? Are you being conceptual? Because she created it?
Yeah.
No, you have to pick a character.
Fine, Damien.
Damien's your favorite?
I hate this game.
To me, it has to be Rachel McAdams.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it
Regina
does.
George.
Regina George is the icon, the absolute, there's no better Mean Girl than Regina George.
No, yeah, that's the truth.
I love Regina George so much.
No, she is.
I love
the
Renee
Mean
Rapp,
Girl.
and I love.
I didn't see the newest Mean Girls.
The musical?
Yeah.
Oh,
was
Steph,
it good?
it's so good.
Did
you watch
mixed reviews.
Miracle Trip?
No.
Yeah. Miracle. What's it called? Miracle.
I don't know.
Miracle Tour.
Miracle of something.
Dang it.
Crap.
I watched it, so you have to watch it this week, so we can talk about it next week.
Okay, I will.
This is your last week, you guys, to watch The Miracle Show.
Miracle of something.
Miracle of Miracles.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Just search Miracle on Netflix and you'll find Maggie Smith in something, and that's the one.
Miracle.
It's not Miracle the hockey movie.
Although we should watch that because you talk about The Miracle Club.
Oh, yeah, I have tea on that. I'll tell you about it after.
Okay, cool. And I want it to be The Outlaws or The Yetis. Because Salt Lake City is getting
is another one.
I don't like Blizzard.
There's Outlaws?
Yeah, I think Outlaws is cool.
I like Outlaws.
Yeah. And then everybody, like, for our shtick, we can come in with bandanas, whatever, for the games. So, like, we have an outlaw night, and so everybody comes wearing bandanas. That's, like, cool. Like,
and everybody brings their concealed carry.
And we all steal from some. Hey, that's our culture.
And we steal the
win. We really should call it That's Our Culture. But I want it also to be small print.
That's our culture, parentheses, appropriation.
No. Oh, we're going to get in trouble. I can feel it. We're going to get a comment.
Lauren, it's a joke.
Lauren, we're trying our best. Okay.
Yeah, Lauren, it's a joke. And everybody else who gets offended, I'm so sorry. Like,
I'm not.
Offensive things are hilarious.
It's so funny. I don't apologize for humor. Ever. I'm sorry that you didn't find it funny. That's a real loss for you. Real miss. Could have been laughing like us, but I bet you feel like a loser now. Just like your mom must feel when you walk in the door. See? Funny.
Funny.
All right, anything else, my queen? I got to go put on a shirt and tie.
Nah.
Love ya, everybody. Have a great week. Follow us on social media. Give us a share. Share a video if you get this far. And if you get this far, we should start doing like
Tell us what's your favorite culture to appropriate.
No, but if you get this far, the emoji we want you to leave in the comment section on the post is you guys have to watch that on YouTube.
I'm not social cutting it.
No. Yeah, there's no social cut for that. We will get read to filth. But if you want to do it, then do a globe. Do the world. The globe is a good emoji.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Oh my gosh.
I had to do it.
I did not see that. I did not see that coming.